Welcome back, everyone. Governor Pritzker announcing a new bill aimed at protecting immigrants during federal immigration operations. He's live right now. Let's listen in.
Neighbors, small business people, advocates, community activists, partners in government, and the General Assembly, I'm here today to sign into law an expansion of legal protections for the people of Illinois. Together, we're sending a message to Donald Trump, to Kristi Noem, to Gregory Bavino, and anyone else seeking to terrorize our people. Your divisiveness and your brutality are not welcome here. I want to take a moment to thank all of the people across our state who have been working on the front lines in our neighborhoods and in the halls of the state capitol to help make today possible. We know that this new set of laws can't mitigate all of the harm, but it gives us new protective tools and is a symbol of our shared action against those terrorizing our communities and our state. To Lawrence Benito, to Linda Tortorella, to David Babb, and the organizations that have been on the front lines of this work, and so many of you here today, who are working on the streets of our communities and the halls of the Illinois Capitol building. There's a long list of tireless advocates to be recognized. Among those with us today are representatives of MALDEF and Legal Action Chicago, the Chicago Public Defender's Office, Illinois Coalition for Immigrant and Refugee Rights, National Immigrant Justice Center, Legal Counsel for Health Justice, and the Resurrection Project. Thank you. Thank you to the immigration lawyers who have been counseling our families, the trainers who've led Know Your Rights workshops, operators who are answering the Family Support Network hotline, and the hundreds of everyday Illinoisans who have become rapid responders and answered the call of neighbors in need. The system we have built here in Illinois is nation leading. People are watching what we are doing and copying what we are doing. You all help to ensure that our welcoming values are not just words, but policies and programs that others can learn from. Many individuals in the audience today are integral service providers in immigrant communities, providing support, education, care, and solidarity to immigrant families. Your work, your partnership is more important now than ever before, and we appreciate you. And a huge thank you to my colleagues in government, especially in the General Assembly, President Don Harmon, Speaker Chris Welch. I want you to note, by the way, this is the leadership of the General Assembly. This is the leadership of state government that is here today. We all don't come to bill signings every time. We all don't come to every event about every subject, but we're here today together, along with, of course, our partners in the Latino Legislative Caucus, the Latino Caucus in the City Council, Alderman Mike Rodriguez, Secretary Teresa Ramos, Secretary Dulce Quintero, Director Heidi Miller. So many of us in state government are working hard to make sure that we're getting things done to protect the people of the state of Illinois. After what our communities have experienced, we understood that our response needed to be deep and comprehensive to counter the Trump administration's depravity. So today, I'm signing a slate of laws designed to protect our people, to recognize the dignity of our people, and to uphold the values of our Constitution. We have seen federal agents routinely target places where everyday people were simply trying to live their lives, hospitals, schools, and child care centers. This has never been about fighting crime. Never. If you're trying to prevent violence and protect public safety, you don't attack child care centers and church parking lots and schools. But we know this is not about public safety. In a list of arrested individuals in the Chicago area made public, only 2.6%, or 16 out of the over 600 names listed, were considered to be high public safety risks by the federal government. It's about forcing our neighbors to make impossible choices between receiving health care, seeking justice, or receiving the education they deserve and facing immigration enforcement. To advance a racist and anti-immigrant agenda of this federal administration. This targeting is both deeply inhumane and extremely disruptive, both of which are intentional. It has been made harder for our people to learn or work or seek care, and harder for our society to perform basic functions. It is simply untenable to make these places that people avoid or fear for their safety. With my signature today, we are trying to protect people and institutions that belong here in Illinois. Dropping your kid off at daycare, going to the doctor, or attending classes should not be a life-altering risk. When you go to the hospital, we'll work to protect your immigration status. If you are a student, we'll prevent your schools from causing harm based on your immigration status. Child care centers across the state will safeguard your immigration information. All of these settings will now be required to complete organizational planning to uphold the rights of those they serve in the event of enforcement activity. If you attend state court proceedings, you will be protected from civil immigration arrest. The idea that the Trump administration wants to prevent people from attending court, doing their civic duty, and protecting public safety just boggles the mind. And while we are solidifying protections in response to these actions, we are also demanding accountability by those who perpetrated them. This legislation that I'm signing today will allow for a civil lawsuit against law enforcement officers who violate the Illinois or United States constitutional rights of the members of the public that they are supposed to be protecting. No one, and I mean no one, is above the law, especially those wearing a badge representing the law. Our communities have experienced real tragedy over these past months. It has been a time of extraordinary grief, but it has also been a time where Illinoisans have demonstrated our extraordinary capacity for kindness and compassion. We have seen neighbors risk their own safety to protect one another. We have watched Illinoisans of all backgrounds march and speak out and volunteer to help. And while I feel a deep sense of shame about the actions of our federal government, I feel great pride in how we in Illinois are responding to it. Illinoisans, in the face of cruelty and intimidation, have chosen solidarity and support. That should not be overlooked. Donald Trump, Kristi Noem, and Gregory Bovino tried to appeal to our lesser instincts, but the best of us are standing up to the worst of them. With that, I'm very happy to hand this podium over to a great partner in our General Assembly and in this endeavor, a leader in protecting our immigrant communities, and that's Senator President Don Harmon.
You were listening to Governor J.B. Pritzker talking about a bill he is signing today meant to protect immigrants during federal immigration operations here in the state of Illinois. One of the things the bill does, according to the governor, is it will require hospitals, schools, daycares, and the courts to protect immigration status information and to keep people in those settings from being detained.
Yeah, it also allows civil lawsuits against individual officers who violate laws during federal immigration operation. The governor, by the way, here in Chicago in the Little Village neighborhood, which is really a center of Operation Midway Blitz. We'll be right back.